Okay, so I've decided to start doing some cooking videos, just basically doing the kind of food that I make for my family at home. I get a lot of people asking me my recipes, so I thought, well, I might as well just do a few videos and you can see me cooking them and then you can have a go at making them yourself. So obviously it's all vegetarian food. I've been veggie all my life, so there's not going to be any meat. There's never been any meat cooked in my kitchen, never will be. So basically today I'm going to be making some lentil burgers. They are so easy to make and they're so cheap to make as well. They probably cost about like £2 max for about 6 people to have a couple of burgers each, so that's like amazingly cheap and obviously so much better for you than supermarket crap. So I've done a bit of prep in advance, so it makes for a quick video. You have to start off with 400 grams of split red lentils, which I've already cooked, and basically just cover them with twice as much water. So I've cooked them and strained them. So I'm going to pop them in my bowl. Comme ça. Nice red lentils. And then I am going to add whole red chopped onion, chopped as fine as you can get it, because otherwise when you're making the burgers and if you have like big bits of onion, then they kind of tend to poke out. So I want a whole finely chopped red onion and 3 grated carrots. You can have that on like a fine grate or a coarse grate, doesn't really matter. And mix that in a bit. In fact, I'll probably get more than 12 burgers out of this. I've got 4 spring onions, so chop them up as fine as you can as well, so you don't have any little bits sticking out. Get all that in there. Watch your fingies. Okay, so 4 spring onions. Mainly have the spring onions in for like a little bit of extra colour. So mix that in. Yada yada yada. Now it's all quite plain. Lentils are quite plain, so I'm going to add quite a lot of flavouring to it. So I'm going to go for like a mixed chilli powder that's also got a bit of cumin and garlic in there. I'm going to go for 1 tablespoon of that. It's quite spicy. I don't like making them too spicy, otherwise the kids won't eat them, and I want them to eat them. So I've got 1 tablespoon of that mixed chilli powder in. I tend to put turmeric in nearly everything that I make, so I'm going to put a bit of turmeric in there, gives it a nice like yellowy colour. Tablespoon of that. Everything's in like mega catering sizes because this is what I use on the bus. And I'm going to put some bouillon powder in there because it just makes it taste really nice. This one is the Marigold Swiss vegetable bouillon. Whatever you call it. I'm going to put, quite like things salty, so I'm going to put 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put another one in just because I like it. It's quite salty. 4 of those, and also going to put 3 cloves of garlic. This is like what we're having for tea tonight. I thought if I just do a few videos of me making our dinner, then you know, I can pass on some knowledge. Garlic. Right, look at that, it's looking good. Mix that all in. got a silicone spoon because then you can really mix it in quite well. See that? Right, now I am going to add a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, which is just like mixed herbs, just for a bit of extra flavour. Those. And for extra colour, I'm going to add some fresh parsley. Okay, so get a nice big bunch. That much, yeah. Now, get rid of the stalks because they're a bit chewy and they stick out of the burgers when you make them. So cut that as fine as you can. Chop, 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 chop. Mind your fingers. Usually get the kids doing this bit because they quite like chopping up herbs, but they're busy, so put that in there. Now I'm going to make these gluten and egg free. Sometimes I add wheat flour into burger mix, but I found something that works better than that. So I always think if you can make stuff gluten and egg free, then it suits everybody then. So I am going to use a bit of polenta instead of flour. I'm probably going to do about, I'm going to do it by the tablespoon. So I don't normally measure anything, I just chuck it in and mix it in. So this is like a different way of doing it for me. So we've got 1 tablespoon, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another one. 6 tablespoons of polenta, and that's just like normal polenta, merchant gourmet. So mix that in. So much better for you than processed stuff from the supermarket. You can't go wrong with doing this kind of food. And what's nice about these burgers as well is that you can have them for a meal, and then you can, if you've got leftovers, you can have them in a packed lunch the next day with a bit of salad or something like that. And they're just as nice cold, which is very nice. So you could have them with like pickle, you know, however you want to. Mixing that in, and then the polenta starts to kind of thicken it up a little bit, kind of binds it. That amazing, all those amazing colours in there. Right, okay, now my other little special ingredient, which is really good for gluten-free cooking, is called xanthan gum, and it acts like a binding ingredient. So I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of xanthan gum. And mix that in really well. So you can basically like add any flavour you like to this kind of thing. You don't have to add chili, or you could add coriander, you could add ginger, or basically the lentils and the vegetables are like the base for the flavour, and you can just make it whatever flavour you like. So that's nicely mixed. Now, next bit, easy peasy. I'm gonna get some more polenta and pop some on the plate like this. Sprinkle it all over the bottom. And then while I make the burgers, I'm going to start heating the oil to cook them. So you want to get your pan nice and hot. And vegetable oil, that's probably the best thing to cook them in. Good old glug of that. Right. Ooh. Spoon's falling apart. Right. Get a bit, try a little bit at a time, because sometimes if it's not stuck together very well, then I'll add a bit more polenta, but we'll give it a go. So you want to make like little patties, and then you pop it onto the polenta, comme ça. Make little burgers like that. It's a good idea to make quite a few out before you start cooking them, and then they all cook at the same time then. So I'm going to be doing, hopefully, if this works out, some more cooking videos. It's something I've always wanted to do, but never quite got around to it until now. And I'd like to be doing some with kids as well, because you know, it's quite nice to do cooking with the kids. So I always find that if I've got them cooking with me, and then generally they tend to want to eat what we've made together. So I think it's really good to get them learning these skills. Okay, I'll make 2 more. I'll cook 6 at a time. Getting bigger and bigger. That must be hungry. Right. Put these in. Hopefully they won't fall apart. Make 1 more. That's so easy, so cheap, and so tasty, and kids love them. Everyone loves them. I'm kind of inspired by my mum, because she always used to make burgers like this when we were kids. It was kind of like before the days that they brought out like Tesco burgers and corn and all that kind of stuff. So mum always used to make her own like beanie burgers and lentil burgers and stuff like that. So that's where my inspirations come from, is mum. Get that polenta off my hands. Get a little spatula. You can't really see it from there, but I'll bring it over. Cooking nicely. Yeah. No, don't take long to cook either. Just wash this off my hands a minute while they're cooking. Get a little plate out to put them on. And usually have a little lime to go with that, but I haven't got any, so I'm going to use a lemon. And just slice up a few lemon pieces like that. And just for garnish, have a little bit of extra parsley. And actually what would probably go quite nicely with these is a bit of sweet chilli dipping sauce. Nearly done. The turmeric in the mix gives it a nice yellow colour, and then the polenta on the outside as well gives it a nice colour. But the polenta also gives it like a really nice crunch around the outside. And you don't need to use any gluten flour in these at all, which is wicked. There we go. See, not one at all. We have a bit of lemon in there, a bit of parsley for garnish, make it look pretty. Quite a nice little starter if you're doing a dinner party or whatever, you know. There we go. And I'll have to try them because that would be wrong. So I'm going to try it with a little bit of chilli dipping sauce. Look alright, don't they? Right, let's have a little test. A bit of lemon on there. Actually, I'm just going to use my fingers. Really good. And I'm not just saying that, they are really tasty. So, keep your eyes peeled for some more videos. And if there's any requests, just hit me up. I'm going to be doing my spicy chickpea and lentil dal recipe because lots of people have asked me for that recipe. Because I don't measure anything, I don't actually know what quantities are, so I'm going to measure it and do it and cook it in here. Okay, see you later.